Oh no, what dreadful f***ing lighting. If only I had a way to rectify that. Bling! Ah, shit. Hello there, my name is Aridum. I'm gay, I'm trans, I'm non-binary, and it has officially been 9 months of hormones. You can make a baby in that amount of time. Instead, I've spent these 9 months making boobs. And instead of being several days late, I am on schedule. It is 9 months to the date right now. And it will be 2 weeks until you see it. I should have thought of a segue. Anyway, pills. I've been on feminizing hormone replacement therapy for the last 9 months, which means I take 2 medications, estradiol and spironolactone. And in my last checkup, I've gotten my estradiol dosage increased. My estradiol dosage has stayed the same. Oh my God. Since when does my voice crack? Instead, I've gotten my spironolactone dosage increased. The spironolactone is the anti-androgen, which means it's meant to keep my testosterone levels way down. And last we checked, my testosterone levels were quite low, but we want to keep them that way. I want to smother my testosterone. Do you understand me? I swear with every fiber of my being, it shall remain conquered. Anyway, I went from 100 milligrams daily to 150 milligrams daily, which isn't a huge jump, but like, I don't need a lot. It was low in the first place, and I am so small. 200 milligrams like might have been too much for me. So of course I have to take more spironolactone pills. Am I getting flashbacks? But I come with good tidings, kind of. Instead of taking the massive 100 milligram pill, I now take a smaller 50 milligram pill. So 2 pills in the morning and 1 in the evening. Yeah, it means I'm taking 6 pills a day now, which is kind of annoying, but that's not my problem. The smell has gotten worse. There are so many tiny, stinky little pills in here, and every time I open it, it erupts with miasma. And you can kind of taste it too. And you can imagine what this could possibly taste like when it makes me recoil. Go! It smells like farts. It's so much worse. It's so much worse. I hate this so much. It smells so bad. The second biggest problem is the side effects. Spironolactone is pretty notorious for having a long list of side effects that range from annoying to disrupting, along with making you feel tired and wringing every ounce of water in my system. It also has a chance of causing muscle cramps from the sheer amount of dehydration, to feeling sick or woozy or straight up fainting. That, I would say, is pretty disruptive. So when I went up a dose, I made a special point to like pay attention. The last thing I want is to like feel any of these other side effects, especially the fainting. The main problem is the exhaustion. Holy shit. The first week of 150 milligrams, I was so tired. I got a several hour-long nap every day, and I was still absolutely ruined. It's sort of like being jet lagged, but you can't fix it, and it lasts a week. So it's nothing like jet lag. It's been 2 or 3 weeks now. I'm pretty cool, I'm good. I've leveled out, I'm fine now. I don't feel f***ing exhausted. And that's like the worst side effect that I have. Along with pissing constantly. Oh shit, I just remembered. Spironolactone is a diuretic. And along with water and waste leaving my system 24/7, so does salt. I'm the least saltiest person you know. And so what happens? Don't judge me. I love salt now. Like an unreasonable amount. I made some ramen a couple nights ago with bone broth. It wasn't good. So to offset the taste of the bone broth, I added an unreasonable and probably unhealthy amount of soy sauce. It's too much soy sauce for anyone to possibly enjoy. I ate every last bite. At this rate, by the end of the year, I'm gonna be drinking seawater. But if those are like the biggest problems that I have, it's a good time. So that's the changes in the dosage. Let's talk about the changes in me. Gonna be honest, not much is going on. My skin feels good. I'm still weak as hell. The curves are looking nice. My chest is constantly aching, and my libido sent a postcard. She is not coming back. All the changes that I've been feeling, like the big changes that I've been feeling these last few months, have been more abstract. Like my emotional state. It's a massive improvement. I think I've said this before, but like my standard level is happy. Wild. The standard level for a long time was like discomfort, shame, anguish, self-hatred, all the other depression accoutrement. But now it's just like, I'm pretty good. Oh, and I have fantastic news. The mood swings are gone. Yes! Do you know how exhausting it is to quickly snap from feeling the best you have in your entire life to crying in your bed for 3 hours? What I am experiencing now more is like I can switch between those emotions very quickly now. It's not uncontrollable and at an extreme, but if I see anything sad, I will be on the edge of crying. Oh God, like a couple weeks back, I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw a 10-second clip of The Whale, and I heard, like, from everybody that it was a great performance from Brendan Fraser, it's really sad, you're going to cry, and like, sure, I believe you. But those 10 seconds instantly made me start sobbing. And like anytime oh God, anytime I would talk about it afterwards, I would get choked up again. And like a few nights later, I saw another clip of The Whale. You can imagine what happened next. It is a low bar to make me cry now. Another big, massive change that I cannot possibly fathom is confidence. So back in November, I had like a mini vacation weekend. I was going to a book tour and signing for one of my favorite authors. And it was closer to DC, so it's like a different place. It was a different place with like people I did not know. So this felt like an excellent opportunity for me to experiment. Which is to say, I dressed like very, very femme presenting. I was wearing eyeliner, I had heels, I had some cool pants that I think I thrifted. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I know for a fact that it looked pretty good. With that being said, this was like the first time I was dressing like this in public. So while I was confident that it looked pretty good, I was stressed the out. What are they gonna say? What are they gonna think? Does this eyeliner look up? Am I just gonna look like a... I don't even want to say it. Am I gonna look like a boy in heels? I'm gonna vomit. That was the worst case scenario, ew. So I'm carrying all that anxiety and I step out of my hotel room and I get on the elevator. There's already 2 ladies in there, so I'm like off to the side, stressed the out, trying to be like the most unassuming, invisible thing when I feel more visible than ever. And I can feel like their gaze on me. I can feel them studying me. And you know what she said to me? I love your boots, girl. They look cute as hell. Hey, let me tell you something right now. People don't compliment men at all. So to look like that and to all of a sudden get like 1 compliment. Whoa, every time I get a compliment out in public, it makes my whole month. That's how rare they were. Anyway, I got on with my day looking like that and I felt great. And when I got back to the hotel room, I was texting with a friend and talking about how good I felt towards the end of the day. Walking up and down sidewalks with like my cute pants and like high heels just felt so good. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I told him like, I felt hot today. This was great. This was intoxicating. I love this. And they were like, wow, that's so good. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that you feel so confident in yourself. Slow down. Confident? Confident? That might be too strong a word, babe. They were like, you sure? You sure confidence not the word? Oh my God. That was, for sure, the first time I have felt very confident. Crazy. What an intoxicating feeling. Holy shit. And I think I told them that night, it was like, man, I've never felt attractive. Being handsome was not in the cards because, you know, I didn't want to be handsome. And of course, being pretty was not in the cards. But now, since starting hormones and dressing differently and my hair and my makeup, all that jazz, it finally feels like I have the capacity to be pretty, which is very new. I like it a lot. So that's like the emotional type stuff, but there's one more.
Want a break from the ads? If you tap now to watch a short...
All right, I had to pause the recording. Not because my camera was dying, that's... Is it hot? I'm getting hot in here. There's one more thing that's like been slowly and quietly changing ever since I started hormones. And that's like all the social changes that ensue, which is to say how people perceive me. And honestly, I would prefer if no one would perceive me at all. If only. Towards the end of the year, I began to look very, very like between genders, which is exactly what I want. But it's safe to say that like I've entered a new era of like gender roulette. It's become a coin toss whether any given random person will like see me as and treat me as a boy or girl. And at this point in my transition, being called like he and him, makes me feel bad. Especially sir. Sir? Look at me. That and mister, we don't need to do that. He, him is not silent. He is silenced. Okay, we're done. And me being called like miss and ma'am and all that, I'm totally fine with that. The bar of making me feel good is so low. Any gender neutral or feminine language, I am absolutely fine with. Masculine? We're gonna commit a crime. This reminds me, like, when I was working the drive-thru, and she was like, what's your name? How do you pronounce that? Aridum? That's so handsome. Or pretty, I'm not music. Music to my ears. Boy, girl, she could not decide. And that is my gender. And this also reminds me of like every time I take a picture of myself, Google Photos constantly confuses me for my mother now. And that is just so gender. I never thought that a billion-dollar corporation and their facial recognition software could give me gender euphoria, but here we are. I very much like the whole between genders look about me, but it's kind of weird how like people's perception of me changes constantly and rapidly, and I have no way to like measure or indicate how they perceive me. In any given situation, people can decide what my gender is in that moment, and I lack the confidence to correct them, to combat their like decision, or to like come out in the first place. Absolutely not to the last part. I'm not there yet. I'm not coming out to random people that I don't know. Well, me. That's 9 months of me being on hormones. In less than 3 months, it's gonna be a year. Holy shit. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like it. And if you didn't, have a sniff. What a terrible fate, I'm sorry. I have no upload schedule, so if you want to know whenever I post a video, subscribe and it will notify you. Technology's crazy, dude. And if you want to hear more from me and see pretty pictures of me, then you can follow my Instagram. I also make updates about videos there. And that is it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm done talking. Bye.